Hello and welcome to class today. Here with me, Helga, on the Sunny Yoga Flow online studio. I hope that you've been well so far today and so far this week. Let's take a moment together on the mat to release and rejuvenate body, mind, and spirit. So when you are ready, come and find a seated position. And we'll take 3 full nice breaths together. And inhaling through the nose, let's go. Out through mouth. Let's do this again, inhaling through nose. And let go out through mouth. One last time, in through nose. And exhale through mouth. Beautiful. Now just connecting to your body, sitting here on the mat. And finding presence, gratitude at the beginning of class. And we'll continue with a nice, generous side bend when you're ready. So just taking one palm of hand down to floor and then extending the opposite arm up to ceiling. Bending over here nicely. And then doing the same on the other side. Back to center. Taking your fists behind you and simply opening up your heart space, letting your head fall back down. Nice soft shoulders. And come back up to center. Now we'll find a tabletop position for a few rounds of cat-cows, inhaling as you look up. And exhaling as you drop the head and round the back. Let's do that again. Inhaling, arching the back, looking up. And exhaling, really pushing the floor away. Inhaling, look up. And exhaling, rounding the back. And do that again. Inhaling, look up. And release breath. Push the floor away. Very, very nice. Now find your tabletop position and extend your left leg. And now 5 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Place your leg back down and extend your right leg. And then we'll do 5 pulses here as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Place your leg back down on the floor. Take your knees wide out to the side. Come sit on your heels for child's pose. Arms are extended. Forehead is touching the mat. And in your child's pose, gently walking your hands over to the right side, so only moving the hands, the arms. And then walk your hands back to center and all the way to the left side of the room. And now come back to your tabletop position before our next pose. So to warm up and prepare ourselves, just come up on the toes a little bit, tuck the toes under. And breathe here nicely. And then untuck the toes back in your tabletop. And one more time, tucking the toes under, just feeling into that. awakening the toes, the feet, ankles, and untacking once more. And here from your tabletop, slide into puppy pose. So your hips, your butt are still up in the air, only the hands, arms are extended. And the forehead can be on the mat, but your nose could be on the mat, or the chin. So just see what feels good to you. Take a moment here. All right, now ever so carefully push yourself back up into tabletop. And we'll gently be getting into downward facing dog. So just tucking those toes like we did before and then lifting the hips up. You can have the knees bent here, or you can bend one knee then the other, walking the dog. Now make your way to the front of the mat into a standing position. Palms are facing the front. And now lower one ear towards the shoulder. And then lower the other ear towards the other shoulder. Now look up. And look down towards your toes. Lovely. Slowly take a nice inhale and extend your arms all the way up to sky and lower the hips into chair pose. And we'll take 10 little pulses here in chair pose when you are ready. 1, 2, 3, pulsing down, 4 and 5 and 6, 7, pulsing down, 8, 9 and 10. Beautiful. Come back to standing. Take a big, nice inhale and take your arms all the way up to sky. And exhale, forward fold down towards the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step into lizard pose here. So left leg at the back, right leg at the front. And the hands are in alignment with your front foot. Breathing into the hips here. Now slide that front foot back into plank pose. From plank, push the hips up into downward facing dog. Now look between your hands and find a standing position at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms all the way up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Keep your left foot at the front for lizard here on this side. Beautiful. Now prepare to take the front foot to the back into plank position. Nice strong plank, and we lower down with control all the way down to the mat. Now the arms are at the front. elbows off the mat. Breathing in here, squeezing glutes. And take the arms behind you into locust, knees and arms off the mat. You're looking right down at your mat. Squeezing all that. Beautiful. Now push yourself up into plank and into downward facing dog. Let's go. Okay. From here, take your left foot up to ceiling. You can bend the knee if that feels good. And place the foot back down, and this time take the right leg all the way up to sky, extended. An option to bend the foot here as well. Place the foot back down. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Rise up. Now lower down into chair pose again. And we're going to wrap the left foot over the right and left arm under the right. Eagle pose. From here, transition into tree pose. And finally, come into a figure of 4. Ankle over knee here and hands in prayer. Very nice. Release this and simply find a ragdoll. Let your forehead and upper body fall to the front. And just hold your elbows here, breathing in softly. Gently come back up and prepare for your chair pose again. Taking these balancing poses on the other side. So right leg over left, right arm under left. And now switch to tree pose. And finally come into your figure of 4 here on this side, lowering down with the hands in prayer, ankle over knee. Very nice. Release this pose and come and sit on the mat. Find a cross-legged position, but with your right foot over the left. And then simply fold over. Soften the face here. Now gently bring the upper body back to a seated position and switch the legs. So uncross and then put the left leg over the right. And take your forward fold here. Palms of the hands are touching the earth. Release, release, release. Now come back up to an upright seated position and cross your legs. And come up on your knees, toes tucked. We're going to prepare for camel pose. So up on the knees, toes are tucked, and we're going to strengthen the back here, the abdominal area, the glutes. And then the hands are going to find the heels, opening up that chest, head tilted backward. Camel pose. And when getting out of the position, just be very careful. Use your core and take one hand, then the other. I hope you enjoyed this little sequence. Find a seated position with me to close our class, hands in prayer. Connect back with your breath. Now taking the hands to head for good thoughts. Hands to mouth for good words. And taking the hands to the heart for good actions. Namaste. Now, since this is our last class of the winter home retreat, if you want, this is optional, I invite you to grab back your notebook, your journal, or your pieces of papers, where you might have written down some of the journaling prompts or wellness practices from the previous classes. And feel free to just have a quick read over, integrate a little bit what you wrote a few weeks back, especially earlier on in January when the winter was really there. If you don't have these notebooks, don't worry, still just take a moment to tune back into how you've started the year so far, what this winter has felt like for you. And just in your mind, start to plant the seeds. Tell yourself what you would like for the rest of this year, especially with spring coming. What would you like spring and the summer to really bring into your life? What do you feel like as a person right now? What's blooming inside of you? So take all the time you need here. Thank you so much for practicing today's session, and I will see you next time for our new series that I'm very excited to tell you more about next Wednesday. Take care.